his powers and rights.
Choma, if you allow me arrive with my thoughts, yes, I'm not disputing that, but I'm saying that.
No, you disputed it. You said they don't have.
You said the Supreme Court has a right. Yeah, you said the Supreme Court has a right to expunge what is written in the Constitution. You said they have the right. Okay, I don't know too, but let's hold that. But what I'm saying is that the Supreme Court, by virtue of that, you remember that section of the Constitution was put there to separate the federal and state powers, and then giving that power to the states to run the affairs of the local government. Now you are also taking away that. So what I rather expected in the wisdom of the Supreme Court justices is to bring those peculiar cases in the states where state governors are running
and give judgment.
Yes, I'm coming now. Let me make my point. Let me make my point, Choma. You may have your opinion, but let me make my point.
That's not my opinion.
Because I am looking at a progressive and pragmatic way of solving this problem. Rather than the Supreme Court attacking the Constitution, why not take these cases where bring those states and give judgment? You don't have the right to maintain caretaker. Remove them. Yes, and compel the states to conduct election. These are areas that are are institutional and should be looked at as far as this. And finally, attitudinal. Now, you remember when the Supreme Court gave judgment in the case of Lagos, are implementing and running these institutions. And that takes us back to what we have been saying here on this station, that Nigeria has created strong men as against strong institutions. Because it's the weakness of our institutions that are creating these strong men, and that these strong men, because at the end of the day, now the powers has been given to the federal government to give allocation directly. Won't the personalities in the federal government take advantage of? So remember, politics is at the local level. At the end of the day, during elections are rigged, elections are manipulated, elections are conducted at the local level where the results comes out. If a president does not like a particular governor in any state, won't he use such financial autonomy he has directly, the relationship with the local government, against that state governor? These are the issues we are going to...
Have the state governors not used the same power to oppress people at the local government?
They have, and that's the point I'm making.
The question is, everything you have painted has been how the federal has accrued more powers to themselves.
Yes.
But in all of that, you have also...
Which is what the state is also doing to the local government.
Hold on. You have not, also expended the same energy in saying that there was actually a catalyst to this.
Yes. I'm coming to that. If you allow me. If you allow me, let me conclude my thought. No. Let me conclude my thought. So on the issue of Choma, let me conclude my thought. On the issue of the attitudinal, which borders on the constitutional and the institutional, I'm saying that it doesn't matter what kind of judgment that comes out. It doesn't matter what the institutions do and the Constitution. It depends on the individuals, whether at the federal, whether at the state, whether at the local government. Because even the local government, when they receive the money, like he said, they go about appointing advisor, aides, people. Already there are staffs in the council that are supposed to carry out this function, but they will go about appointing aides surrounding them to spend this money. So whether the local government, whether the state government, whether the federal, none of them has fared well as far as the local government.
On. Has it been respected? The Constitution you're talking about, are there no lacunas? So when you talk about that, that was why when you said that what would have been preferable, according to you, is the Supreme Court limiting that judgment to affected states, these states that are actually working with caretaker chairmen. That if the Supreme Court limits that judgment to only these states, what it means is the other states that were not involved can wake up one morning and dissolve this local government and appoint caretaker chairman.
Of course, they should know what to be expected of them.
They would say that, well, what
is a failure? Because if you look at if you say the judiciary, what about the judiciary? What about the judgment they are given? What about the conflicting judgments? So these are issues that's why I said we should go back to our attitude as a people. And what is that attitude in there? It begins to create questions. Now, for instance, this judgment, those who the judgment would not face, why won't they accuse the Supreme Court? So it all goes down to our attitude. Let's begin to imbibe the right attitude of patriotism, discipline, and the rule of law. That is the way out. There is no other way out in this matter.
All right.
This is how they will continue to, politicians will continue to manipulate and make decisions fairly to our...
What do you have to say very quickly as we round up?
I'm just amazed at what you said, that the Supreme Court has the constitutional backing to, you know, to give a judgment.
I asked a direct question. What's the judgment, or what was in the judgment that is in?
It's true. The Constitution overrides, the Supreme Court overrides that section. The Supreme Court cannot make judgments outside the Constitution.
I asked that question on Friday, and look at the learned person here says that last Friday, he said that the Constitution, with which the federal government went to
the National Assembly, and nobody will have in the Constitution.
Let's look at.
Nobody will have problem with it.
Let's look at the National Assembly. Probably you did not listen when I mentioned it.
I did. I listened.
Even if that is done at the level of the National Assembly,